Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review on 90 Day Fiancé, Season 1, Episode 11 on the Brink. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been with Auntie from the very beginning, I thank you so much for being here. It means a great deal to me. Unfortunately, tonight I will not be going live. I end up losing my dog Boo Boo today. For many of you all, you know that Boo Boo has been my biggest cheerleader. Every time I would come out and record, he would be here running around, getting on my nerve, wanting to be under my feet. And my daughter and I lost him today. And it's been really rough. And so because of that, I will not be coming out live today. And I am hoping that if you are a subscriber, or if this is your first time, that you understand my feelings about that. But I did not want to leave you without a review. So here it is. 90 Day Fiancé mofos. We start off this episode with Paul over at a friend's home of Karine's. He is over there begging Karine to come back to him. Will you come back to me? I don't know what I'm gonna do. No, 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 no. And Karine now has the ball in her hand. She has to make a decision about whether or not she's going to stay with this mofo or not. Karine goes into asking Paul a series of questions. Whether or not, he's going to harm her family. Paul tells her no. Girl, let me tell you, you better not believe that. But anyway, he says he's not going to harm her family. She is shocked about, all the things that he has done, his criminal past. And she also blames Paul for the incident by running off into the woods and just putting everybody's life in danger. And Karine, you are absolutely correct. Paul did put everybody's life in danger when he ran off into the woods the way that he did. And so it's like, okay, Karine, you got some sense on you, boo. Paul swears his undying love and that, he wants forgiveness from her. He's basically begging Karine to forgive him for what he did. And Karine's, she's thinking about it and pondering it. And when she thinks about that and she, has to weigh that out against not getting the green card and having to start all over again with another American mofo who's just crazy enough to marry her, she said, you know what? I forgive you. Just don't hurt my family. You understand what I'm saying? Don't hurt my family, Paul. Keep that burning stuff to yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And so, Paul is relieved. He's excited because he's never had a female to forgive him before. Usually, I guess American women just be like, what, deuces, I'm out. I don't want to deal with you. And I really can't blame them, because if I met a mofo who ended up going to jail because he allegedly burnt up his own house for insurance fraud, I ain't closing my eyes up underneath the same roof with him. So anyway, basically, he asked her, to come back to the hotel with him. And she agrees. She's got her backpack on her back and she is out with the man that she loves. She says that she really does love Paul and that she really wants to get past this. You know what? She really does love that green card. The next person we see is Patrick. Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Patrick is still with his tour guide, Miriam. Miriam is kind of feeling a little regretful about, saying something to her boyfriend about Patrick, and Patrick to her boyfriend. See, she spilled the tea last week with Patrick and basically told Patrick, hey, look, my boyfriend don't text me back. He doesn't do the things that I need him to do and all of that kind of stuff. And so, Patrick has decided that, because the boyfriend is out of the picture, as he should be, he should not be the tour guide, that he's got a little bit of wiggle room in order to get into Miriam's heart. And so what he decides to do is try to flip the script and do things on his turf. So he takes her to an MMA studio where he decides that, he's going to continue his quest to be Rocky Balboa, and he's going to absolutely bring her into the picture with him. So, they're in the studio and, they're in the cage, and he's trying to show her some kind of move. And she's not feeling it. It's a move where you have to hug one another and you're supposed to bump shots. Why Patrick would even think that a female would be interested in doing some garbage like that, I don't know. It just really lets me see that something is really wrong with Patrick. He really doesn't have women read correctly. And I'm just like, Patrick, for real, get a life, catch a crowd. But anyway, I digress. She doesn't like it. She comes back and she's like, Patrick want me to do this and he want me to do that and all this kind of stuff. I don't like it. So basically Miriam is like, look, I don't want to do it. Patrick, of course, is doing it because he says that this is an opportunity for them to get close. He asks her, do you feel hot? Like he's supposed to be sexy hot or something. No, Paul. No. She's not interested. He tries to go into some other moves because he see that this is not working. And Miriam is like, look, I want to leave. I don't like this, and I'm uncomfortable with it, and so I'm out of here. So then as a result of that, they walking outside, and Patrick, who has mistaken her vulnerability and her honesty for having feelings for him, tries to convince her that her boyfriend is just a straight up dog. This has now gotten on Miriam's nerve. Miriam said, I don't like it at all. Miriam. So Miriam says she don't like it. I'm with Miriam on that. Miriam. Chuck the deuces to him. So why he's standing there talking to him, we get the opportunity to see the back of his head. And I'm looking at the back of his head, and he got like these little twists or something in his head. Look like he got acorns or something on the back of his head. I just was like, he's so absolutely unattractive with that hair. I don't know why guys decide that, they can just, twist their hair up and dye the ends of it and not think that they look absolutely ridiculous. Some guys can swing it. But Patrick, you're not swinging at them acorn-looking twists that you got in the back of your head, boo. You need to start over. That lady that was at your house and that was doing your hair, I think, she need to tone that yellow down or something. And just, you basically, boo, you looking like you brought autumn. Do you know what I'm saying? You look like you brought autumn there. I just, I'm not feeling it at all. I don't like it. And, it's just not doing anything for you. And I think that the more that Miriam is around him, the more that Miriam is seeing what kind of guy he really is. He's a manipulative type of guy. He wants to sit up there and try to use, her being honest with him, to his advantage. He's standing out there dogging the boyfriend, and Miriam was like, look, I'm tired of this. You comparing yourself to my boyfriend. I don't want to talk to you about my boyfriend. And I absolutely can relate to that. She walks away from Patrick. She's crying. She's like, you playing with my mind. You're playing with my heart, and I don't like it. And so Patrick is standing there saying, you know what? I don't want to hurt her. But no, you don't want to hurt her. You realize that your little tricks and all of that stuff that you was trying to do is absolutely not working, Patrick. It's not working for you. Try something new. So anyway, he catches up with her, and he's like, look, hey, I just was trying to, take advantage of a situation. I basically was trying to, tear your boyfriend down to make myself look good. Anytime you have to tear yourself down, tear somebody else down to make tear somebody else down to make you look good, this isn't a person for you, Patrick. Okay? She's not. She's out of your league. And so basically, she was like, you are talking about something, Patrick, that you have no knowledge of. You don't know either one of us. I gave you a little bit of information, and you've taken that and taken advantage of that. And you talking out the side of your neck and the side of your twist. And, I really basically need you to shut the hell up. And so Patrick is like, you know what, I'm sorry. I didn't know. She said, you know now. You know now, Patrick. So what was that, Patrick, that you was saying about American women? What was that you was saying? That's what I thought. You don't have women pegged out because you don't have yourself pegged out. You're an opportunist. You're one of those guys that you want to absolutely take advantage of a woman's weakness. And when a woman doesn't go for that, then you know what? You get mad, you get disappointed, and instead of you looking in the mirror at yourself, you want to look at the woman and blame the woman for everything. Next thing we see is that cotton freaking dumb Courtney. Courtney is in the room with Antonio, because I'm gonna call it a room because that ain't an apartment. That's a room. Okay, so she's in the room with with Antonio. She's talking about, how they've gotten closer and all of that kind of stuff. And she's happy that, he absolutely introduced her to his friends. I.e. Samuel, one person, Samuel, a.k.a. Tony, a.k.a. Wingman. Okay, so their little ploy, their little plot that they had to get her to the restaurant to make her feel special so that Antonio can hurry up and get some, absolutely worked. Antonio done hit it. Okay, so now Courtney is in bliss. He's walking around the apartment. He's cooking eggs for her. Look like half the eggs is stuck to the pan. And she's in bliss because, she feels like, hey, I'm glad I waited. I'm 3 weeks into my 6-week stay. And basically, I made him wait. You made him wait 3 weeks and you think you did something, girl? You think you did something because you made him wait 3 weeks? Okay. That's what you think? You think you did a good job? Pat your own self on the back, because Auntie will not be doing or having any of that. So anyway, he's cooking eggs and all of that kind of stuff. He's got his speedos on, and I'm just looking like, okay, so this is a little inappropriate. He's talking sweet little nothings, and she's just, elated. Next thing you know, they're sitting there talking, and I'm saying, golly, I'm hearing little drips. Courtney looks over and the air conditioner is dripping. What the complete foolishness is going on in that apartment or that room that he has? So, she goes on to talk about how his apartment is small. She's tired of being in this cramped up space. It's hot up in the mofo. You know what I'm saying? It's hot as the dickens up in there. Feel like a little slice of hell is going on in the apartment. And now all of a sudden the air conditioner goes out and there's water leaking. Antonio act like he didn't hear the water leaking. You heard that water leaking up in that joint? Ain't no way in the world you gonna sit up there and tell me that you cooking eggs and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you don't hear that joint leaking. Basically, your bed is right across from it. Come on, Antonio, stop playing games. So she tells him, the apartment is, basically hot. What you gonna do about the air conditioner? He's like, I'm gonna call the maintenance guy. So we see him, texting and all of that kind of stuff. And, she's like, well, where are we gonna sleep? What do you mean where you gonna sleep, Courtney? Get you a daggone hotel. You should not be there anyway. Then you wouldn't have to complain about how small it is and all of that kind of crap. You could do what you need to do, boo-boo. Come on, you just boo-boo the fool. Antonio's basically tired of her. He didn't hit it, and now he's ready to quit it. It's a done deal, Courtney. This is over. The game has been played. All the cards in the deck are out. And the game is over. Boo. Tonk. This is over, Courtney. You have completely lost this game. Hold on, because I wrote some notes up on these mofos. So Antonio basically is talking about, she said that the apartment is too small. It's too hot in here. This is wrong and that's wrong. He said she complained too much. She's basically a drama queen in his eyes. And you know what? I have to agree with him. She's one of those American women that has lived in the lap of luxury. And you know what? It's nothing wrong with that. That's how we live. It is. You know what I'm saying? I'd be complaining about the AC too if it was 90 degrees out that mofo. Cut the air on up in here. But you know, she's helping him put the buckets and everything down. And she thinks that this is love. Courtney, boo, you got so much to learn. You are such a young girl. Let me tell you, you can move on and you can do this thing all over again. You do not have to be stuck with somebody like Antonio. There's an American man over here who will love you and being the one-eyed bandit that you are. They will absolutely love you. And they wouldn't even, that eye that be going like that, that eye be going to the side, they will love that. They will love all the little quirkiness and all the quirky things about you. Trust me and believe me, I know. I got some quirky things about me too. But you know what? Girl, stop playing. She tells Antonio, you know, basically, well, let's go and buy a fan. Because you don't want to spend no duckies. Okay, so Courtney, let me ask you this. How much money did you go over there with? Because why would you want to be going to the local Walmart and buying a fan? The man is going out. Get you a hotel room. You must have came over there with $2.50. Girl, you have got to take care of yourself. You are all the things that I would not want my daughter to do. Anyway, the next one we see is Sean. Sean is brokenhearted. He still ain't seen Abby. Abby said, I ain't going back to him. I don't care what. He walking, you know, over hills, down yonder, up in caves, all kinds of stuff. He climbing up mountains. He passing skulls, all kinds of graffiti, stuff he don't even know how to read, stuff I don't know how to read. You know, stuff on the wall that's going like Hades for life and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, there's no way in the world that I could love somebody enough to be climbing up through all them caved apartments like that. Hell to the nah. But anyway, he finds his way to Abby's house. They got a gate for a door and a curtain hanging up on that joint. He knocks on the door and everything. Abby come to the door. He says, Abby, hey, how you doing? I want to talk to you. Abby was like, hi, Sean. Good morning, Sean. Say good morning first. Abby is straight running things. Do you understand what I'm saying? Abby is running this thing. He said, well, I want to, you know, good morning, Abby. You know, I apologize. Let me go ahead on and wimp out of this. I apologize, Abby. Basically, look, can I talk to you? Abby was like, yeah, you can talk to me, but you ain't going to do it up at my mother and father's house. That's what you're not going to do. First of all, Abby's parents are probably disappointed because they like, look, now this one, he seems like he's really serious. What the hell are you doing here? You can go ahead on and stay here tonight, but what I need you to do is text that man. You need to text that man and get that man back over here, and y'all need to get this together because we need you to go to the United States of America because we need you to send that moolah back over here. So Abby was like, yeah, you know, but mom and dad, y'all know I still got to play rough, right? Because he can't be running me with Chris. And so, you know, they was like, look, do whatever you got to do, but don't you let him walk away from here without you making a commitment that you're going to leave that daggone Chris alone. Okay, now he's in the back room. We're hiding him right now. But what I need you to do is going out there and have this conversation. He can't come in here because, you know, Chris is in the back. Okay? Chris is in the back. So anyway, she walks out, you know, Sean, you know, he's basically trying to hold on to what little bit of pride he has left, which is zero, okay? And so, you know, he's like, it's obvious that you're going to be with Chris regardless of what I say. Abby said, yeah, what? What now? What? Yeah, I'm going to be with him. He was like, but you know, I really love you. Abby was like, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So why are you playing games? What do you want to say, Chris? I mean, Sean, I don't have a love. That's what she be doing. She be mixing them names up too. Abby be calling Chris Sean and Sean Chris. Well, you know what? She'll never call Chris Sean. She just call Chris Chris and Sean Chris. Okay? So the producer asks her, you know, he says, well, you know, he's going to be, Sean says, well, you know, Chris is going to be here after I leave. He's staying a week after I leave. Abby was like, nah, get it straight. If you going to come out your trick bag and say something about it, get it straight. He only staying 4 days. 4 days after you leave. Get it right. Don't be trying to embarrass Chris in front of these cameramen. So Sean was like, all right, give or take 3 days, whatever. But he's going to be staying here after me. So then next thing we know, we pan in, and she's talking to the producers, and they like, Chris is going to be staying here 4 days after Sean. Why? She said, they say, do you love Chris? Abby said, yes. He's my friend. You know, he's my friend. No. No, Abby. He's not your friend. He's your homie lover friend. He's your rock'em sock'em robot. That's what he is. Come on now, Abby. You playing this thing out. So we go back to Sean. Sean is sitting there basically begging her. He said, well, since it ain't nothing that I can do about you not being with them, let's make a compromise. Don't sleep with him, Abby. Don't have any physical contact with him. Abby was like, all right, I won't touch him, I promise. He was like, you know, because I'm just going to have to trust you because, you know, the deal is off if I find out you being with him. She was like, okay, I ain't going to touch him. Yeah, you going to have to trust me. You going to have to take my word for everything I say. I just want you to go on back. That's all. Go on back so I can go ahead on to be with Chris these last 4 days, have my little bliss. Abby says, you know, basically, I feel like I got a whole lot of pressure on me. Why? Why, Abby? If nothing's going on with you and Chris, why you got pressure on you, boo? You ain't fooling nobody, Abby. Abby said, you know what? I'm making it do what it do. I'm making it do what it do. You go ahead, Abby. You go ahead. The next person we see is our fellow nephew, Jesse. Jesse. Come on now, Jesse. I know you love you some auntie, but you was dead wrong. Dead wrong. So we see Jesse and Darcey. They bouncing around. They drinking, you know, coffee, foam all up in it. Joint look like it's so strong it'll put hair up on your chest. She says, I understand now why Jesse doesn't want me to drink. I still don't get it. I still don't get it. I heard what he said on his videotape, but Auntie still don't get it. See, I think, Jesse, you know, you're not getting a pass, y'all. Not on this. So, you know, he's like, I'm excited. We having a special day. Get your clothes on, Darcey. Let's go. Darcey's in the car. He lifts her up, carries her, puts her in the car. She's like, oh, my king, you know. She's like, I can tell that today's going to be a special day. Jesse's like, yeah, it's going to be a special day, all right. You know, I really care about you, Darcey, and I just want to make everything special. So they go to the Windmills because that's, you know, something that is Netherlands is known for, you know what I mean? And so he walks her through, he takes her over the bridges. They're little bridges that, you know, lead to the different windmills. It's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful, scenic place. I mean, like, it's just beautiful. One day I'll go. I'll go on your dime, Jesse. How about that? You're going to use some of your TLC coins to take your auntie where she needs to go over there and see you, boo. Now, I'll get my own hotel room, and I will be drinking Dutch style. But anyway, so they go over there. He's telling her, you know, we got to kiss on each bridge. And he's just leading her up to this moment. And they go into the, you know, the windmills and everything. And it's beautiful. And you see how they turn on these big wheels and all that kind of stuff is beautiful. And then you see some stairs. And he says, climb up. And so, you know, she's climbing up and everything. At first, he was going before her. But I think somebody must have checked that ass and was like, you know, ladies first. And so, you know, he let her go. And she was like, I'm scared of heights. I am too, Darcey. I am so scared of heights. But anyway, so she goes up and everything, and Jesse, you know, is up there, and he's like, you know, I gotta take my coat off because I want to make sure that when I do this proposal that the TLC cameras catch all my muscles and all my physique and all that kind of stuff. And Darcey's excited, and she's just, you know, elated, and he gets down on one knee, and she's just like, oh my God. Like she can barely, you know, contain herself. And this man pulls out a promise ring. He tells her 2,500 times that it's not an engagement ring. Then what is it? What is it, Jesse? Why go through all of this? Take me all over here to the windmills. Got the wind blowing in my hair. I'm walking. I'm thinking it's a special day, and all you do is give me a promise ring. But wait a minute, it wasn't even a promise ring. It's a, you know, when you was vulnerable, you was sweet, you stopped drinking, I'ma reward you like a puppy. Like that, Jesse. For real? Jesse, that is not what you do to a woman. Now, granted, Darcey is desperate. She would do anything to be with you. She doesn't care what mountain she has to climb over. She doesn't care how low she has to go as a woman. She is willing to put all her pride to the side to be with you, and even stop drinking out of the wine glass. And you sit there and you give her a ring that is not even a promissory. It's just saying you was vulnerable and you was sweet. Bitch, you could have did that with some flowers. You could have used some flowers to do that, Jesse. You don't do that to a woman. I don't care how desperate, low down, busted, and disgusted she is, Jesse. You did not have to do that. That was cold-blooded. It was wrong. It was not the right thing to do. That's not what you do to a woman who believes she's in love. Then she gets in the car and she's trying to make, you know, sense out of what just happened. Like, what happened? And I'm thinking the same thing. You know, Darcey, like for real, this time, Auntie, I felt for you. And Jesse, I'm ashamed. I really cannot believe that you would do something like that. You told me, Auntie, I'm going to be on October 15th, you know, and I'm ready for you to do what you got to do. But Jesse, I did not like that. And I don't know whether or not you're going to do another video, but you need to explain your rationale, your reasoning behind. But you know what, Jesse? Never mind. Don't even do that. Just stay subscribed to Auntie's channel so that you can, you know, get some education. But let me tell you something. That is not what you do. And it wasn't okay with me. That's not what you do. Then you're going to sit there and say, pump your brakes. You need to wait. You need to, you know, stay in the moment. She was in the moment. You don't get down on your knees to give somebody a ring that doesn't mean anything but vulnerability and being sweet. You could have brought her a coffee mug. You could have handled that a whole different way, Jesse. Like, I won't feeling you. I won't feeling you on that. And I thought that that was cowardly, and I did not like it at all. And it ain't no need for you to do a video response to this. It really ain't. I didn't like it, and I ain't like it at all. Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Having one, it just would be nice. The next thing we see is Antonio and Courtney again. Courtney's sitting up in the house and she's been alone for the last 24 hours because when the air conditioner went out, Antonio decided he didn't want to be up in there with her no more. She hot and she complaining. So he decides he's going to go to his mother's house because he has to do laundry and make money. Come again? Make money doing what? Selling something? What will cause you to be away from the house for 24 hours because you need to make money? Oh, come on again, Jesse. Come again with this. Antonio. Come again. Come again, Antonio. I ain't mad at you. I'm just mad at how you playing the game. I'm not mad you a player. I don't respect the game. Here's why I don't. Because all you got to do is tell her to go and stay in a hotel room. Now, you told her earlier when she asked you, where was she going to sleep at? You had already told her you can find you a place. But what you need to do is say you need to find you a place. You can't stay here any longer. But instead, you roll out and you leave her. He comes in the house. He acts like ain't nothing happened. Come on, baby. Let's go flamingo dancing. Come on. She's like, you didn't even text me. Why these young people want to text? No, you need to call me. Send a pigeon or a raven. Send something to let me know that you're okay. Because after all, I'm in your house. So Antonio comes in and he's like, why you don't want to go flamingo dancing? She's like, because you made me cry. You left me lonely in the house. And then she begins to cry. In the meantime, they're sitting there in this little stuffed apartment. Because remember earlier, Antonio told her she could open up the window if she was hot. What a cold-blooded man he is. In speedos. Okay? So she's like, you left me in here, brokenhearted. She had been drinking. She had the Darcey syndrome. And she had been drinking. So when she starts crying, it desensitizes him. Let me tell you something, women. Men are very desensitized by our tears. They don't know how to interpret them. They do not work. When you are having a problem with a man, what you need to do is stand your ground, woman up, pop your bra strap, and have the conversation. But anytime you cry, it desensitizes a man. They can't handle it. They don't know how to interpret it. And so instead of him getting that compassionate side, because he doesn't have that, a lot of men don't, he says, you know what, give me the drink. He takes the drink from her. He's like, you drunk. She's like, you think it's the drink that's got me crying? You think it's the drink? It's because I've been lonely and by myself and in an air-conditioned room. But you wouldn't have to be that way, Courtney, if you would just spend a little bit of pennies and go and stay in a hotel. They got plenty of AC. And if they got a unit that break down, boo, they can accommodate you instead of you staying at some man's house. But you know what, really? You understand now what happened. You understand that you was used. You understand that all he wanted was a nook. You thought that you had gotten close because of sex. Sex for a man can have sex, boo, and not love you at all. And you know what? Unfortunately, the way that the world sees it, it's okay if he does it. Because, see, he's still Mr. Johnson when he gets up in the morning. You're a hoe. Or an easy American woman. It is what it is, and it's not right. It's very sexist. But that's how people see things. Antonio basically told her, I want you to go. I'm tired of you. I don't want to be around you or anybody else for 24 hours. You got to go. But see, it took him all that time because you know what? He had a goal in mind. Once he reached that goal, it was time to cash out. Bye, Courtney. I don't love you. Love don't live here. You abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. The next person we see is 41K Larry. Larry is still at the home of Jenny's parents, she said, I'm leaving. Larry was like, over a pig? Over some lechon? She was like, yeah, because you were disrespectful. My whole family saw you was being disrespectful and you rude. She goes to the family. She stands up on a stone and says, I'm leaving. The family's devastated. They're broken. Here it is that they have taken their last to make him feel welcome, and Jenny's leaving. Larry gets in the car, opens up the door. Jenny got her bags. She's throwing her bags in. She's like, you can't stay at my parents' house tonight. I would have been like, thank you. Oh, my God. I don't know what it is to sleep on the floor. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate you. Larry's like, golly, all this, he doesn't have an understanding. He cannot comprehend. The sister comes over. What's going on? He's like, she felt like I disrespected y'all because I wouldn't eat the fatted calf. And so, basically, the sister was like, yeah, I'm the one told her you was disrespectful. I'm the one told her that. See you, get yourself together. So then we see them back at the hotel and everything. Larry's down at the bar. He's drinking and chug-a-lugging and doing what he doing. And then, we see Jenny back upstairs on her Philippine Cupid app. I know that's what you was doing, Jenny. Larry decides, he's sitting down there and he's trying to plead his case. And he said, basically, I'm American. We have different cultures and I don't eat food like that. I only eat at McDonald's. And now that I've spent my whole 401k plan, she want to get the code tripping. Yeah, that's how this is going. Because you disrespected her family. He wished that he had did some more research and some more homework. Yeah, we all do. I know that you appear to not have, a real high intelligence level. Your IQ seem a little questionable. But you could at least read a kid's book. But anyway, Larry, I ain't going to rag on you too much. So, he decides he's going to go upstairs and he's not going to throw away his whole 401k because after all, he came here to get the girl with it. And so who and what would he be if he lost all of that? And so Larry decides to, go upstairs. Jenny is in the bed. She devastated. She like, I don't care nothing about him. He is disrespectful. I'm going to go hit on back on my Filipino Cupid app. So Larry walks up in the hotel door. And she's laying on the bed. He tells her that he's sorry. And you know what she said? I've never cried over a man. Men cry over me. Really? For real, Jenny? Men cry over you? You're so bad. One girl. Go ahead, Jenny. She said, 700 of them cry over me. I don't cry over no man. Good God from Zion. Jenny, you's one bad chick. Larry, like, I'm sorry. I eat 1,000 pigs to be with you. She was like, I don't know if I really, He get to hugging on her. I don't know if oh yeah, I do, the green card. I'm going to take you back and I'm going to forgive you. Let me tell you something, Larry. You are being had. But because you want love and you put this big investment in it, you're not willing to give up and walk away. You didn't even hear what Jenny said. Jenny said, I don't cry over men. They cry over me. What does she mean? I would have asked her to put a thesaurus to that and a Webster definition. What do you mean you don't cry over men? Jenny, she got some game with him. Jenny got some mad game. But anyway, this is my review of 90 Day Fiancé. We're going to, continue on this ride and see what happens in the end. But I thank you so much for being here. Again, please keep me and my daughter in your prayers as we deal with the loss of our very own beautiful boo-boo. Y'all have a great night and know that Auntie loves y'all to pieces.